What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Gold Label Target exclusive Flashpoint wave. So this was a wave they did this year with the Build-A-Figure of Cyborg, that they released a new figure like every couple of months to spread it out throughout the year. So we finally now have all four of our figures to be able to build Cyborg. So first off, we have Aquaman, or Emperor Aquaman as he is here, as well as Superman from the Project Superman version. So those both look okay. I don't think they're very good looking figures, but it goes with the storyline. And then behind those we have Flash. So we have the Flash, our main character of the Flashpoint, looks pretty good with that classic outfit design. And then we have Wonder Woman, the Queen of Themyscira, so looks pretty cool there as well in her warrior armor. And then of course, as you see, we get all those pieces to build Cyborg. That's a part of the storyline. So I'm excited to check these out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with Aquaman, which young Arthur Curry was taken to Atlantis following his grandfather's death, so he never learned compassion and kindness from his father. But in present day, Aquaman is leading an Atlanteans in a war against the Amazons led by Wonder Woman, in which Aquaman has caused Western Europe to sink into the sea and has killed over 6 million people. So he has the Atlantean biology of supreme strength, speed, durability, and reflexes, as well as enhanced senses and marine telepathy. So overall, it looks pretty cool. Body wise, looks just like the other Aquaman we've had, just we get a different face on him. So he's got an angry face with a lot of black, like some scarring and everything around on his face and mouth and stuff. So it looks kind of weird. And so definitely in a crazy attitude. Even looks like maybe his ears got some damage on it there. But then I love how he has almost like the flat top blonde hair, so instead of like the longer hair. So face isn't perfect, but I still think it looks pretty decent. But body wise, going to look like the other Aquaman figures we've had, just minor changes. So he's got the orange scaling up there on his chest with some gold around the neck, a little gold Aquaman logo on his shoulder, some black gloves with gold trim, gold belt around the waist with the Aquaman logo. I like how he also has this like sash thing or whatever going around there to be able to hold his trident, so that's cool. And then black leggings all the way down to his feet, has the like little fins there on the back, and then a nice gold stripe running down the legs as well. So just a different looking version of Aquaman. But movement wise, the head will twist around, a little bit stiff, but can twist all the way around and look down that far and up that far. So not much movements, and the head's like real stiff, like it's really hard to get it to move. And then as you see, it doesn't do a whole lot of movement. So not the best with the head there. The shoulders come up to 90. It has like that butterfly joint thing, so it can rock back and forth a little and rotate around. The bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, pretty much all the way up on itself. And the wrist will twist all the way around and hinge on the ball joint. So there it is, currently moving up and down. Then we get the ab crunch in the middle, so he'll crunch back and forth and twist all the way around, and then also crunch and twist at the waist. The hips will come up pretty close to 90 there. You got to force it with that underwear and then out to the side. Pretty much no thigh twist, but a double knee joint that bends up that far to the back. Of course, could go more, but the fin's in the way. And then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So joint wise works just like all the other McFarlanes. Nothing new or different stood out for him, so he'll just be the same as all the others. Now I am having a little bit of issues getting him to stand. He keeps wanting to fall backwards for some reason, but thankfully they come with a base, so that'll help keep him standing. And then he also comes with the Trident of Neptune, which is pretty cool. So just a different variation of his trident. It looks relatively the same though. And like I said, we do have this thing on the back, so we can slide this down in here. I've not seen any Aquaman that can hold it on the back. I can't really get it down in there. I don't know how you'd be able to get it in there. You'd probably have to heat it up and get this plastic a little weakened to be able to get it slid down in there. So you can store it on his back, but let's go and just put it in his hand. So there, Aquaman has the Trident of Neptune now, which looks pretty cool. And of course, we do have his card. So there's a picture of him from Flashpoint. So you see, he does look a tiny bit different. They did incorporate a lot of stuff, like a different belt, but they just, reused that from an older figure. But there we have Aquaman from Flashpoint. And on the back, we have Arthur Curry. And it does say in the Flashpoint timeline, the history of DC Universe is rewritten. Unlike the heroic Aquaman we know, Arthur Curry returned to Atlantis at a young age, never developing a sense of compassion or kindness. He instead became a ruthless emperor, waging war on the Amazon of Themyscira. Once set to enter a political marriage with Princess Diana of the Amazons, Emperor Aquaman now seeks revenge on the Amazons for the death of his true queen, Mara. So that gives you a little bit more explanation for Aquaman there. And I like how a lot of these have ties into the Flashpoint storyline. I know the Flash one is just generic Flash, so we won't read that, but it's cool to give you a little bit more backstory and history with these Flashpoint characters themselves. So pretty cool for Aquaman. Not my preferred version because I like the other ones and just don't like that face. The rest of the body is perfectly fine. Just wish it had a different face. But yeah, not bad for Aquaman though. And next up, we have Project Superman, which is Kal-El. He's a Kryptonian child that crashed into Metropolis, resulting in several deaths. So he was taken into custody by the government to start Project Superman, which is a military project with the purpose of creating a super soldier to fight America's enemies. But he grows to become solitary and very thin since they keep him secluded and in darkness, so he doesn't get to interact with the sun. But he still has superhuman strength and speed, flight, heat vision, x-ray vision, super breath, and solar energy absorption. So exactly as all the other Superman, just because they keep him so secluded, he doesn't look like Superman. But overall looks, pretty nice. This is definitely my least favorite figure of the wave just because of how skinny and gangly he is, which is, what he's supposed to look like. But I just don't like the design overall. We have his face, so again, skin-wise, he's going to be super pale, so like a pale white color. Doesn't look the best there. And then I like how, at least I assume it's supposed to be like stubble or something there around his face, so all around his chin there he has like these little like specks and stuff, so I assume that's supposed to be a beard design of some sort. But face, yeah, just looks super pale and sick, but still has like the Superman hair with the little curly there in the front, so that sort of works out. And then we have his body, again, super thin, but he's covered in all black. The outfit has the Project Superman logo, so the S with one since he's the first one, and then yeah, just all in black there. You can see his pale white skin hands as well. So definitely, like I said, definitely not my favorite design just because it looks pretty ugly, but it is from the storyline, so I guess that's just a part of it. But movement wise, the head will twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far. Again, another Superman that can't look up very far, but decent movements, better than Aquaman. Shoulders come up to 90 again with that like butterfly joint and rotate around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up all the way up on itself, with the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Yeah, it feels like back and forth there. Then we get the ab crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist around, with the crunch at the waist and twist around there as well. Then we get the hips that can come up pretty close to 9 if you force it out to the side. A little bit of a thigh twist, but a double knee joint that bends up. Ooh, can pretty much kick his butt there. And then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So again, pretty much the same as all the other McFarlane, just in a skinnier body, so has a little bit better range than others would have. Again, I don't have a lot of issues standing him, but he's a little bit of weak back and forth, so I'll put him on the base. Now, since this is a Superman character, like most other Superman, we get no accessories for him, so nothing to go along with him, so just plain Project Superman here. And then we do get his card, so there's a picture of what he looks like from the comics, so even it's like more skinnier and everything, so crazy how he looks there. But on the back we do have Kal-El, which it says subject one spent most of his life being experimented on both physically and psychologically, but when he gets a chance to escape, he will take it if it means destroying everything and everyone around him. A chance meeting with a young future reporter might hold the key to his decision. Frightened, scared, and out in the world for the first time, subject one must learn what it means to go from man to Superman. So that's a good explanation of his story, that he's been, in hiding and gets freed in the story. So like I said, it's cool to have him since he is a part of the story, but I just hate the way he looks, so I don't really care for it. But yeah, definitely not my favorite version of a Superman. And next up, we've got the Flash, who is Barry Allen. He creates an alternate timeline when he travels back in time to save his mother from being killed by Reverse Flash. But in this time, his mother is alive. He wasn't married to Iris West, and he isn't the Flash. Searching for help, he discovers Superman is missing, Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war, Batman is actually Thomas Wayne, and Cyborg is the US's greatest hero. So as usual, he has superhuman speed, strength, agility, and reflexes, as well as accelerated healing and dimensional travel. So again, he created a Flashpoint trying to save his mother, but overall looks pretty good. This is a really good Flash, like just a basic Flash design, which is really cool. Obviously he comes with the unmasked head, but he does come with a masked head as well, so you'll be able to switch that out. But it looks pretty cool. So nice face. The eyes look a little like too all black, like if you get real close you can see there is some details with like a pupil and everything in there, so it's not as bad. Just like from a distance it looks like his eyes are just all black, but nice blonde hair there with the mask pulled down, so you get the extra little accessory there around his neck. But still has the same Flash design, basically all red spandex, has the logo there on the chest and like the lightning bolt designs around his waist, wrist, and then down on his boots he got the yellow boots with the little fin design there that's also up on his mask. So pretty cool designs, like I said, just pretty nice basic Flash. And when we switch that head out, it'll just, like I said, be the most like basic Flash we've probably gotten, so that's really cool to have this version. But movement wise, the head will twist all the way around and can look down that far and up that far, so not a whole lot of movement there in the head. Shoulders up 90 with the butterfly joint and rotate around. You get a bicep twist, a little bit stiff bicep twist, and the double elbow joint that bends up all the way up on itself, and the wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist around, and then crunch at the waist and twist around. hips up to 90 and out to the side, very little thigh twist, and a double knee joint that bends up that far to the back. And then we get the foot flex back and forth, a little bit stiff. You can hear those pop-ins back and forth, and the toe joint on the end. So pretty decent body-wise. You know, it's got a little bit of stiffness in some of the joints, but otherwise it's nice. And nice, all smooth, sleek body. So like I said, this is going to serve as a really nice, just basic Flash. So it's nice to have this pretty much just for that alone. Now, standing up isn't the best. Like, to get him to stand up flat like I have to get his leg all weird, so I don't know what's going on there. But as usual, we do have the base we'll put him on, so that'll help keep him standing better. And then we do also get a masked head, as I mentioned, so we can switch this out to have a basic Flash. So there he is masked now, which looks really good. It's like I said, definitely nice to have this just because it's going to be a good basic Flash, so we can use this for just about anything, which is really cool. So love having this version of him. Then we get the card, which has the picture of him from Flashpoint, but the story on the back is just the basic story of Barry Allen, so I don't need to read everything because it's just the stuff we've already known from the past. But like I said, very awesome to have this Flash just because of how basic it looks, so I love having this figure just to get a basic Flash. And our last main figure of the wave is Wonder Woman, who is Diana of Themyscira. She's queen of the Amazons, fighting a war against the Atlanteans that started with the death of her mother on her wedding day with Aquaman, believing it was an Atlantean that killed her mother, but it was actually a manufactured event by Diana's aunt and Ocean Master, so a plot to kill the mom. But she has supreme strength, speed, durability, reflexes, as well as flight and accelerated healing. So she looks cool here in like this armor, so it almost looks like a knight's armor with the helmet, the armor up on her shoulders, looks like chainmail there, like covering everywhere on her body. Nice red chest plate here that has the big W, and I like how it's got like bird wings, so that's pretty cool, with some thigh guards there in silver, as well as guards there around her wrist and elbows, and that's pretty cool with black gloves. Again, more of the chainmail design running down her legs into the armor, and then the red boots there on her feet, and the whitish cream color cape there hanging off her back. So I think she looks pretty cool. Definitely not my favorite version of Wonder Woman, but I think, like I said, she does look cool here. Now, movement wise, the head will twist. It's hard with the hair. I think you can get it to twist all the way around. Just have to get the hair worked around the armor, and then she can look down that far and up that far just because the hair, so not a lot of movement. Shoulders up to 90 with the butterfly and rotate around. She does have a bicep twist, so right here I'd like the arm cuff. It does twist around there with the double elbow joint that bends pretty much all the way up on itself, so it's hard with all the armor pieces, but it does bend there. And then the wrist will twist around and then rock back and forth just a little, so there's no like ball joint or anything in there, so it just sort of moves around. There's no like hinge back and forth or anything, so just a little bit of movement with the wrist. Then we get the ab crunch, which is mostly, I don't know where it is exactly, but it does crunch and twist around there, so at least it does that. The hips can come up a little, hard to get all the way up, so maybe 45 there and out to the side. No thigh twist, but a single knee joint that bends back there and does have a little bit of rotation in it in like the lower joints, so it does rotate it back and forth a little. And then we get the foot, similar to the glove, can move back and forth a little and twist side to side, and then has the toe joint on the end as well. So she's not super difficult to stand up, but I'm surprised with those high heels she's not more difficult than she is. But if we have any issues, we do have the base we'll put her on. And accessory wise, she does come with a sword as well, so we get this cool looking sword, so we'll put this into her hand. So there's Wonder Woman with that sword. And then we have her card here, which is a pretty cool picture. I like the gold on her like helmet and chest piece. Looks a lot more gold, where it's like sort of bronzes on there, so I like this picture much more. And then you can see some other characters in the background, and then London, Detroit with Big Ben and the Eye of London there, and all the Amazonians there behind her, so pretty cool picture wise. And on the back we have the picture, of course, it's Queen Diana, and it says, merciless and bloodthirsty Wonder Woman of the Flashpoint timeline rules the island of Themyscira as queen. Following a forbidden affair with the Atlantean Emperor Aquaman, Wonder Woman violently decapitates his wife Mera. She then appropriates Mera's royal helm as a warning to those who oppose her, and declares war upon Atlantis and its people. The ensuing battle results in the death of over 30 million people, as nearly all of Europe is flooded by Emperor Aquaman's wrath. So there's a little bit more explanation of the story backline, a little bit more involved with Mera as opposed to Hippolyta, so I don't know which story is the more important, but yeah, everything I read mentioned about Hippolyta, where that one didn't mention at all. But it's nice to know that she is wearing the helmet of Mera there, that she's kind of wearing it to like flaunt around that she killed her and everything. Pretty cool for this Wonder Woman. Like I said, not my favorite just because I don't like the colors and everything too much. I like the one off that picture much more, so I wish we got that version. But overall, it's not bad for a Wonder Woman, just, you know, not my preferred version, but not bad at all. And then we have our Build-A-Figure, which is huge. I didn't think he was going to be as big as he is, but when I bring in all the other characters, you'll see just how large he is, which is crazy. But we have Cyborg, whose real name is Victor Stone, and he's America's greatest hero and resistance leader in the alternate timeline. He joins Batman and the Flash to track down Project Superman and free Kal-El, and then all the heroes join up to stop the fight between the Amazonians and the Atlanteans. But he has supreme strength, speed, and durability, as well as cybernetic enhancements of computer interfacing and energy projection. So like I said, he looks really cool. He's big and bulky. Like I said, you can't really tell now, but he is huge, but looks pretty cool. And, just like Cyborg, not too much different. He just has all this like black like outfit design, like in his chest, arms, and midsection, but the rest looks like Cyborg. So we have his face there. So very much Cyborg face where it's half human, half cyborg, like the red dot in there and the red eye and the chin strap sort of going around. So that's pretty cool for Victor. And then, like I already said, the body there with all the robotic cybernetics, the little Cyborg logo there on the side. I like how it's kind of got the star with the red, white, and blue, so that's pretty fun. And then he's got the like his hand here with a big cybernetic piece in the hand, and then the big cannon on the one arm, so that's pretty crazy. Has the little like belt design there with the red, and then silver running all down his legs to the big clunky boots. So he's a big bulky guy, and of course with all the big design of him and everything, no issue standing him because he's pretty hefty. But moot wise, the head will twist all the way around, look down that far and up that far, so very little back and forth there. The shoulders do come up to 90 and have like the butterfly joint and rotate around. We get a bicep twist, and with this arm specifically, the single elbow there to 90 that give you the arm cannon, but on this arm we do have an actual elbow joint that bends up that far, so pretty good once again. And then the wrist will twist around, so it is on a joint there that'll twist around with a hinge back and forth, so a nice design joint there for him, and he'll have similar in the legs. So joint designs I prefer compared to the normal ball joints that McFarlane's have. But then we get the ab crunch, so crunch back and forth and twist a little side to side, and then crunch at the waist and twist all the way around. Then we go to hips that can come up pretty close to 90 there, and out to the side can do the splits, which is crazy for a Build-A-Figure. A little bit of a thigh twist in there as well, and the single knee joint that bends back to 90, and then again with the lower half has rotation in it. And then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth, pretty stiff though on this unfortunately, but can flex back and forth. Like I said, definitely stiff, but back and forth, can twist side to side as well, and has the toe joint on the end. So like I said, pretty nice design wise. I like having the hinge like in the foot and the wrist there, but like in the foot it's real stiff, so it's hard to really get any movements, but keeps him nice and stable and sturdy. And even though he's a big figure, keeps him nice standing up. Overall, pretty cool figure design wise. Like I said, I was really surprised how big he was. I didn't realize he was going to be this big, but overall I think he looks pretty good and looks like Cyborg, so it's just like a giant version of Cyborg. So there's our DC Multiverse Target exclusive Flashpoint wave with our Build-A-Figure Cyborg, and there you can see just how tall he is. Of course I have Flash crouched down a little, but he's just so much taller than the rest of our figures. We're in this wave though, we got Flash, Project Superman, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman, so all are pretty cool with that Build-A-Figure Cyborg. Like I said, don't have my preferred looks. Like I love the Flash, love Cyborg. The other three though, I could do without these. I prefer much better looks for them, but overall it's cool to at least have this wave to get the 4 figures and the Build-A-Figure, kind of show off the Flashpoint storyline, so pretty cool for that. And we can of course throw in that Thomas Wayne Batman as well, so very cool to at least have this way for the Flashpoint storyline. So let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.